Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Team Fortress TV for the pre-season map cup for season 33. I am Lucky, joined by Dumtum with console on production, and we are straight into our next game, Dumtum.
Yeah, we had some issues, but we finally overcome them, and we didn't miss too much. At least 5 minutes into the game, it's 1 hour up for Smiling, who are looking to make the second round happen just about now. Just getting all the kills on second, and we're just heading straight into mid-fight, so that's decent timing, I'd say.
Yeah, it's currently 2-0 to the side of Smiling over Protect, so looking good for them so far with 5 minutes only taken on this clock, so looking very dominant for them so far, just based off match time alone, but we have got Lefty for life and making his way into mid, sort of doing a very strange rollout on his way in, both teams not really knowing the map, but we are on CP Mist, ladies and gentlemen, so if you don't recognise the map, that's probably why, and okay, we've got both teams moving into mid. London taking a bit of damage on the ground now, not really taking too much space for his team, but Froggy with Cheese dies pretty much immediately. Ryan trying to get some damage onto the soldier there. Seaben moving forwards as well. Iku not finding anything either, and Dave trying to take that high ground for his team, but Froggy with Cheese and Tennant both died in that fight. So even Ubers for both sides, but it looks like Blue are going to win this one.
Yeah, Protect had a really nice start with the early med kill and having generally decent control. Ooh, nice rocket there. But at the end of that, they just were chasing a bit too much. Didn't have enough with Tennant at the end of that, and he was being picked up by the scouts walking forward. Really unfortunate to have not too huge of an advantage to Froggy and to the side of Smiling here, but it's still a huge loss in terms of not even having it to begin with. And with that being said, though, they switch it up a little bit, have Tennant go on the crit streak, see if that can overcome the disadvantage now.
Indeedy. So with this crit, they're going to build it up nice and huge, get that ad, and then probably push through the left side. I mean, that's the best place to push from at the minute to be able to snipe some players. So if they can make that happen, then it'll be great. But it looks like they are sort of meandering around the right hand side there, just watching that shutter door to make sure no one comes in through one of 3 doorways on the flank. But it looks like they are popping out this crits. They're not really finding much. They do find Lefty for Life, which is the demo man, and Anti-Mation now picking up on this, but it looks like the Uber has come out from the side of the red team, and Seaben gets on top of Tennant and takes him down, and AJ getting chucked into the sky and does eventually get scattergunned down by Ikadu, and then that is just an easy red push, and looks like they're going to be forced all the way back to last by the amount that they're doing this, but can they bot these spawners? No, unfortunately not.
It is some advantage, not a huge one, but 40% could be good into last as long as they take not too much trouble here. Going into second, everybody spawned, as you said, and it's a wide open map, which led to Grotto being behind, aka Seal, I think is his ETFR name, getting into the backline, causes a little bit of trouble. Demo pick is pretty big. Antimation wants to make some more of this, and AJ gets another pick on top of that, making it a 2-for-2 trade at the end of this one. So lots of sneaky options you have here with this huge open area on the flanks. It leads itself to some players being taken out, but not enough right now. Ryan takes down yet another one, and Tennant, London, and SC are still committed. London getting a kill onto open on a trap. He still want to commit onto this demo, jumps in, gets the pause. Tennant only on 50%. Everybody else had to scramble, and for the moment, do just that. Demo going down eventually. Post Saki, Grotto, Dude, Seal, whatever his name is, not escaping either. That will mean the second point still goes the red team's way.
That was really good from Froggy to put that Uber there. He would have dropped Uber if he didn't, so well played from him to just survive there. We've got Ikadu moving up on that high ground to find the soldier, but using the through and blade to get there nearly cost him his life. And Dave also in on last, but does get taken down by STSC. And looks like they're going to transpire on this last push as they are pushing in pretty much immediately as they want to just play the heal ad. And it seems to be working out for them as Ikadu getting so much cap time, but they have lost pretty much all of their gamers. And they're now getting collapsed upon, and Froggy is going to have to get out of there with the help of Seaben, and he is getting and is getting out of there and just surviving on his own.
It's Focus Fire coming out from Tech, and for the moment it's doing the job just fine. However, it's a huge add to Froggy, even with the demo down right now. You need to be careful on Protect's end here. They want to take some space, and they do take some presence of second. Dave going in deep on down pretty quickly afterwards. So far the picks are going all over the place. Froggy getting jumped, but Tennant is all alone. Has the scout with him, but 1 against 3 is not going well. Seal can at least close out some kills here, but will eventually go down, not without a partner. Picks up 2, and AJ gets the third one on the cleanup. Big fight on second here. Eventually still going barely into the favor of Protect, starting off with a really nice jump onto the medic here.
Yeah, Grotto managed to laser down 2 scouts in 2 pistol shots, like side by side, so that was really cool to witness. It is going to be basically even Ubers. Froggy has around a 10% advantage, but whether they push off this is another question entirely, since they're not really going to be familiar with the map. So pushing might be a little bit strange for these teams, but London's just got that shutter stickied up, and they are all just huddled in this lobby area, opting not to stand out on the point. They want to get nice and aggressive. Anti-Making could have died there, dropped down to a 6 driver. AJ getting killed on the flank also, and Ikadu moving in and taking a 1v1 on the flank, and they've both been beefing shots, but eventually that kill does transpire, and it's now a 2-man add to the
Dave
side.
is jumping in on this, gets a huge goal, then the medic down immediately off the picks they had, make that 3 down in total, and now it's just free space taken for Red Team here. SDSC trades out 1 kill, but at that point, the flank picks have been doing all the work here. The Ikadu just taking fights randomly, opened up the flank nicely for Dave to get that jump, and now just a 3-point to take here on second, and maybe even on last.
And it's like AJ's going to drop down from the high ground, but doesn't do it in time, and can't really find anything of that. They do just pop out that Uber to keep him alive. And they are going to retain that once. That's a capture for the side of the red team, making it 3-0 in this map as well. So let's see if they can make anything happen with this mid-fight also, to see if they can continue this advantage, or if Protect can make their way back into this game with a very solid mid, as London is starting to make his way in towards a mid now, Dum-Tum. And let's see how this transpires. But London in very early. In fact, the demo coming in from the lower shutter, taking that low ground. AJ taking that high ground, gets rocketed immediately and absolutely annihilated. London managed to see all of the same damage, and the red team now just flooding forwards. STSC on that low ground. Grotto getting bombed by a soldier, just gets airshot by Dave as well. And we are seeing Animation trying to make something happen to Froggy, but can't quite find anything. And that is going to be a mid-win for the red side.
Going in there to get the kill on the 10 and eventually gets picked up though, and they just didn't manage to take much space. Blind that, while the demo man just barely missed time to not get the medic. Still, a scout pick is nice to have, especially on this even Uber situation. 2 picks to call down is pretty decent to potentially play off. Wasting time though, Dave is already back up, and it's only the scout they have really going for them now. They want to aggress this onto lobby, but there's so much spam, they already get taken down here.
They already lose their demo coming into that one, so that's going to be upsetting for them, trying to make something happen here. But Animation moving forwards, gets the force onto Froggy, but Tennant also uses in return to save a scout, but eventually that scout gets dropped. Lots of flashes from the red side, and blue team have a much better Uber here, it would seem like, but unfortunately he's surrounded by players from the flank, and Oben is now in deep on their side, but gets cleaned up by Group Hub from Animation. Dave is now in above Tennant, trying to make something happen. AJ denying that space from him and forces him all the way back. And AJ running in lower with the escape plan, but Froggy is now taking this space with the rest of his team, and Tennant has been left all alone on that low ground to find some swords, but doesn't manage to find anything, and it's looking unfortunate for the blue side, and this is looking like another last push for the red side.
Yeah, strong fight. Smiling did waste a lot of time coming in here off the distraction plan. Had great, but it was just about enough to fight on last transpires, and the spawners are here to maybe save the situation. Dave Ikadu just a bit too early into the last point here. Ryan as well kind of just invites himself in uninvited and will meet his end at the hands of Animation. Silver lining is they have this huge Uber on Froggy, but they need to play safe right now. They're 3 down, and the spawners are coming in aggressive. Animation with the 2nd kill of his life here.
Yeah, they needed to play much safer there. I mean, they could have just played the ad. They didn't need to go in. They knew the spawners were coming up. And now they've had to give 2nd away for this, and it's a bit unfortunate. But Froggy now has Uber, so the repush could be happening pretty much immediately. They need to catch these players, though. The Animation is already going in behind onto Froggy to try and make something happen, as we are seeing a little bit of server-like. Animation getting in there. Froggy gets forced pretty much immediately. We are seeing the bomb from Lefty for life, manages to take down Tennant and London at the same time. So taking down both those key crucial classes is going to be a last count for the red side.
Yeah, really nice. Realizing the Uber situation is playing well of it, so Smiling going into a strong lead going into the 4-0 and into this mid-fight now. Potentially match point, we'll see what they can do from the mid-fights out onward.
Indeedy, friend. Indeedy. But what do you think of this map so far now that we have a couple of seconds to talk about before the mid-fight happens?
It's huge. That's all I'm gonna say.
I totally agree, the mid is insane. SCSD making his way in before London is even getting here, but red team seem to be adopting the same strategy. They have just carpeted stickies down, making it so hard for the rest of the squad to get in. Grotto immediately dying. SCSD is now getting rocketed by both soldiers. The spam is heavy on the side of the red team. Ikadu moving his way in, AJ getting scattergunned, and you can't really find anything on this mid. London dying. Getting insanely low, and dropping Tennant as he doesn't stay with him, and Animation just hiding in that lower area on barely any HPs, trying to see if he can make anything happen. Gets on top of the med and just murders himself straight on the medic, and there is a force coming out there, but they've dropped so many players here, and the heals aren't even there. They're onto this last cap, and that is such an insanely fast round. That's 5-0, and that's going to be a win for Team Smiling.
That was a strong performance here, and the mids alone made huge difference. So so much faster, took all the control on the mid fights, and from then on out was just like constantly being on the advantage position, really. And whenever they weren't, they had decent flank plays. Granted, this map is like all flank, so that makes it a lot easier. But they made the most of it.
Indeedy. So that is all of the maps that we've had today. So from the short amount of time that we spent looking at Mist, I have to say I really do like the look of Mist. It's a little bit confusing when you first get on it because of all the turns and like how much you actually have to turn to get around places and the number of flanking positions. But all